I'm Heather, and welcome back to Gridiron at Dallas, where we break down every hit, every heartbreak, and every highlight that defines our team. And today, we've got a hard one to swallow. The Dallas Cowboys fell to the Carolina Panthers 30-27 on a walk-off field goal that left every fan at home holding their breath. The headlines were all about Rico Dowdle, the running back who once wore the star, and boy did he make sure the Cowboys remembered his name. Over 180 rushing yards, more than 50 receiving, and the game-winning drive that buried us in the final minute. This wasn't just another loss. This was a test of toughness, leadership, and identity. The Cowboys now drop to 2-3-1, and if they want to stay in this NFC East race, something's got to change fast. But before we look ahead, we've got to understand how we got here. So, for the full breakdown of each quarter, from Dak's flashes to the defense's breakdowns, let's bring in Tony to take us through this roller coaster of a game. Tony, all yours.
Thanks, Heather. Let's start from the top. The Cowboys got the ball first, and the offense came out looking flat. First drive, 3 and out. Carolina's defense, especially Brian Burns, came out attacking the edges, forcing Dak to throw underneath. Carolina capitalized. Former Cowboy Rico Dowdle came out hungry, powering through the line for big chunks, setting up a 31-yard field goal to give the Panthers an early 3-0 lead. Dallas answered with a nice drive. Dak hit George Pickens on a 31-yard cross route that finally woke up the offense, but once again stalled inside the 10 and settled for a 23-yard field goal from Brandon Aubrey. Game tied at 3-3. Late in the quarter, Dallas got a spark. Donovan Wilson snagged a tipped pass off Bryce Young, a huge interception that flipped field position. That play had the crowd thinking momentum was shifting, but the quarter ended tied, both teams trading field goals and neither offense in full rhythm yet. Second quarter, Tony, 2 minutes. Quarter 2 started with promise. The Cowboys lined up on Carolina's 12 after that Wilson interception, and instead of settling, they went for it on 4th and goal. Dak faked the handoff, rolled left, and found Hunter Luepke wide open. Touchdown Dallas, 10-3 Cowboys, but Carolina came back immediately. Bryce Young showed composure, spreading the ball to Adam Thielen and rookie Tedairoa McMillan, finishing the drive with a 19-yard strike to McMillan to tie it at 10-10. Dak answered beautifully, putting together an 80-yard drive. He went 8 for 9 on that series, hitting Jake Ferguson for a 19-yard touchdown, a perfect seam route that reminded fans of vintage Cowboys offense. Dallas back up 17-10. Just before halftime, Carolina snuck in a 55-yard field goal, cutting it to 17-13. At that point, the Cowboys were ahead on the scoreboard, but clearly losing control of the trenches. Dowdle already had 80 rushing yards by halftime, and that was the warning sign of what was to come. Third quarter, Tony, 2 minutes. The third quarter was all about momentum swings, and sadly, Carolina controlled most of them. Right out the gate, the Panthers went deep. Bryce Young hit Jimmy Horn Jr. for 34 yards, the kind of chunk play that immediately put Dallas defense on its heels. A few plays later, Rico Dowdle took a wheel route to the house for a touchdown, putting Carolina ahead 20-17. Dak tried to rally the offense, and for a moment, it looked like he might pull it off. A 6-play, 73-yard drive featuring George Pickens once again. Dak capped it off with a short touchdown pass. Cowboys back up 24-20. But what stood out was the imbalance. Dallas's run game was non-existent. Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn combined for just 19 yards through 3 quarters. Carolina's front seven completely dictated the pace. The third ended with Dallas clinging to that narrow lead, but you could feel it. The Panthers were wearing them down physically. Fourth quarter, Tony, 2 minutes. And then came the collapse. Carolina opened the fourth with a drive that defined the game, 11 plays, 78 yards. Capped off by another Bryce Young touchdown to McMillan. Panthers up 27-24. Dak fought back, connecting again with Pickens for 45 yards down the sideline. That put Dallas inside the 10, but you guessed it, they couldn't finish. Aubrey's 28-yard kick tied it 27-27. From there, it was a battle of clock management. Dallas defense forced to stop, but the offense couldn't capitalize. Another short series, another punt. Carolina got the ball back with just over 6 minutes left, and that's where they killed us. One of the most methodical drives of the season. 15 plays, 71 yards, and Rico Dowdle running wild. On 3rd and long, Dallas had a chance to get off the field, but Khair Elam was flagged for defensive pass interference. First down, Panthers. From there, it was all clock control. Bryce Young took a knee, and Ryan Fitzgerald drilled the game-winning 33-yard field goal as time expired. Final score, Panthers 30, Cowboys 27. Dowdle finished with 239 total yards, while the Cowboys managed just 31 rushing yards as a team. Dak had 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, but no ground support, and a gassed defense spelled disaster. Tony's quick takeaways, 1 minute 30 seconds. Before I hand it back to Heather, here are my big takeaways, defensive breakdowns. The Cowboys gave up over 400 total yards, including 216 on the ground. That's not playoff football. Rico Dowdle, revenge game. You could see it in his eyes. He wanted this one bad, and he earned it. Offensive imbalance. No run game means Dak has to be perfect, and that's not sustainable. Discipline. Mental mistakes like that pass interference call can't keep happening if you want to win tight games. Big picture. The Cowboys are 2-3-1, and the NFC East is tightening. They've got to rediscover identity fast. Heather, take us home.
Thanks, Tony. That was a tough one. But you know what, Cowboys Nation? We've been here before. Every great season has those gut check moments. Those games where you've got to look in the mirror and ask, who are we? And right now, this team needs to rediscover what made them America's team. The run defense has to tighten up. The offensive line needs to play with heart. And this coaching staff, they've got to light a fire, because the next few weeks, especially against the Commanders, could define our season. But as I always say, it's not about how you start, it's about how you respond. The Cowboys have the talent, the leadership, and the fan base to turn it around. So let's stay locked in, stay loud, and keep believing. I'm Heather, and this has been your post-game recap here on Gridiron at Dallas. Drop a comment below. Tell us what you'd fix first: the run defense, play calling, or roster rotation. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with every True Blue fan you know. Because no matter what happens, how about them Cowboys, Blue Cowboy?